All right. So, spawning in the top left corner. Spawning in the top left corner. Spawning in is the green Zerg. It is Steven, representing the Risen community. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, it is the teal Terran. It is Veritas. Maybe that's light blue. I don't know. We'll see. So both these players actually Masters 1. So expect good games here from these two fellers. Pretty standard. Racks, racks and gas. Yep. Pool first, actually coming in from Steven, which means we're gonna see a little bit of aggression. Probably attempt to delay this base just a little bit. Nope. I don't want to give him 4 points, 3 points. Nope. There we go. I did it. All right, so hatch goes down before gas. So this is probably going to be like 3 or 4, or excuse me, 4 or 6 links, real quick, to try to deny the command center low ground. Right. So Veritas is actually electing to go with a 19 scout on this SCV, which I personally 18 scout because as soon as my SCV gets there, that's when I would drop my command center. So then I know to drop it high ground or not, versus having to cancel it if it's just there a little bit late. And identifying that, hey, there's no hatchery, immediately cancel. He identifies the hatchery though, so no issue there, except for the fact that he knows the timing is a little bit late because there are Zerglings already on the map. Let's see what his reaction is going to be. He's going to keep Reaper at home. He's going to go across the map. So Steven's elected to go the roundabout way to try to catch him with the Reaper in the middle of the map. And okay, so all right, no, he's going to stay at the base. I like that play, actually. He's already scouted the fact that our Zergling's coming, so he doesn't really need to go in just yet. Right now, priority is making sure that he is safe. Now, since that SCV died, he scouted early Zerglings, and he's not getting across the map. He is going to play a little bit extra cautious. Bunker going down the main. Now, these Zerglings are going to actually get the cancel on that command, not cancel. They're going to stop the SCV, right? So this is actually huge. For Steven. All this time lost is less time for this to be an orbital command. And guys, we missed it, but there's a Roach Warren. So this is... he's going to just drive it in here in a little bit. So he cancels the bunker. I think he is personally thinking that this isn't a big deal. I don't know if he saw that because I wasn't watching his vision. If he did see that, it wasn't selected, so he might not have seen it. But if he did see it, it's a big deal. If not... there's roaches already over here, and there's not a single bunker. There's no tech lab on this factory, so there's nothing on the way really to deal with these roaches. It's just going to be Marines. There's 2 Marines and nothing producing out of the factory. Oh no, he's switching to Hellions. Oh no. Alright, so Veritas in a bad position here. He doesn't actually have the unit set to deal with this. He's going to produce Widow Mines out of that because trying to switch at this point to do anything else is kind of pointless and not going to do him any good. Bunker going down. Now in the main, he's going to start putting some pressure on these roaches with the Marines with their range. They do outrange the roaches by 1. SCVs are going to fall, 5 down. Both Widow Mines are going to burrow. 1 goes off on a Zergling. He's going to morph the low HP roach into a Ravager. Third base is going down also for Steven. I might add 2 low HP roaches. One of them falls. One of them is going to start turning into a Ravager. There's still not really much of an answer. We've got Banshee and Cloak on the way. Desperation move, to be honest. But I mean, at the same time, he can get across the map and apply a little bit of damage. Response is appropriate. He's going to get more workers here than natural, though. 4 more go down. Back at home, we're doing stuff, but we don't have a lair on the way yet. So we're still on Hatch Tech. Wow. Veritas is actually going up to Banshee Tech. 2 Marines and 1 Widow Mine to sit here and try and defend against 2 Ravagers. He's going to continue producing SCVs down at the expansion on low ground. Banshee comes out. That SCV does fall. So that's another one that goes down. Both Ravagers are going to fall. Second Cloak Banshee and Widow Mine are going to take the low ground. So worker count is 19 to 46 at the moment. All right, so of course he saw the Banshee, which means that now he knows, all right, I need spores. So one spore going down the main. No spore yet in the natural. Banshee is moving across the map. There's your natural spore. It's in a weird spot, but it's okay, I guess. This might be the new meta. I don't know. 3 queens here, but they can't shoot up because nothing can see this invisible guy. So queen falls. That's 1 queen down. 150 minerals lost. However, they are going to retreat to this weird place spore, and the weird place spore does good things. And now that Banshee decloaks and flies away. 3 kills. 2 of those are Ravagers. Okay, so behind this, Veritas elected, while dealing with all that pressure, of course he wasn't able to produce as much as he wanted to during that time frame. He had the money to drop a 3rd command center, so he did that. Another 2 more barracks are going to go down, as well as 2 E-bays. We are looking at bio play here. Okay, we're doing 3 E-bays. We're doing 4 E-bays. I think this is a mistake. I don't think there's any reason ever to go 4 E-bays. I think he dropped the E-bays and then realized he wanted E-bays for upgrades, and then decided to drop 2 more, not realizing he already had 2. Hopefully he realizes this before that finishes. Nope. Banshee over here. I'm missing this. 4 workers go down. 1 Banshee does fall. 6 workers go down. And, oh, dude, no, he loses both the Banshees. Overlord sniped across the map. Another Overlord that pulls back. There was stuff going on here in the natural as well that I did not see. I'm sorry, guys. 9 workers fall total. We are even on worker count now after that crazy start that we had. Widow Mine going to go off, and there's no upgrade for that Widow Mine, so he's a dead Widow Mine. Behind this wall, there are 5 Marines. That is the defense. Tank about to pop, though. No Banelings or anything, so he's not going to be able to push into this. These are going to die. 1-1 on the way for Steven. He's going to continue to drone up. We're at 55 workers now for Steven to 41 for Veritas. Armory on the way, of course, so we can get 2-2, and he really wants to get that kind of stuff started because at this point in the match, whenever you're feeling as behind as you are, your focus is doing whatever you can to get ahead. And if your opponent makes a mistake and doesn't get their 2-2 or something, and you are able to hit a good 2-2 timing, that can be really disgusting. Going up to 6 gas now for Steven. 5 racks for Veritas. We're going to go ahead and try to take the 3rd base, but there's Zerglings there. So this is going to be more time that this... Why am I getting a emergency alert? My phone is reminding me to social distance and not touch my face. Thank you. Thank you, phone. So these units get cleaned up. They're not cleaned up. They run away, maybe. I don't know if they ran away or not. Thanks, phone. But base is landed, which means now we're resuming SCV production. 1-1 almost done for both parties, actually. +2 attack has already started, and hopefully we're going to see a... Okay, so now we got... there's tanks. There's tanks in there, so we're going to see something going on here. I don't know. I usually personally keep my tanks at home if I'm going to go do drops, and then... Oh, I know what he's doing. He's going to try and hit timing. He wants to kill a 4th base. He's like, hey, he did early aggro. Maybe our timings are kind of aligned to things. Yeah. Bye, creep. And then he's going to see all these units, has a good idea of what the unit composition is, sees that there's no Baneling speed at the moment, and pulls back out. 4th base still alive, does not die. Honestly, Veritas has done a really good job of holding on in this game, considering the way things started. You know, instead of just GGing out whenever he saw Ravagers and he had Widow Mines and no factory, real units to do anything great, he stuck it out. Mad props to him. I also want to note 2-2 is almost done for him as well. But Steven did not forget his 2-2, and that is on the way. So these Marines and Medevacs are still going to shark around trying to see whatever kind of favorable trades they can get. Even if you just pick off a couple Zerglings and lift up and not lose anything, yeah, that's a trade. That's a positive trade, right? So good stuff for him. He unsieges these tanks, and he's going to start moving forward. He identifies that creep is not that far on the map. He's probably... gonna come. Can't ping apparently, but I think he's gonna come right here. He's gonna start trying to siege into this base, and I think Steven has just identified that because now he is also building some spine crawlers here. But there's no vision of this at all right here for Steven. Not at all. It just shows up, and now here it is. And now there are tanks, and I'm lagging for some reason. That's really weird. But all this pressure on this fourth base. Steven already has another base in progress, so it's not the end of the world. I don't think I saw any drones on it anyway, so he wasn't mining from it. He does have a good amount of bleeding bane. Let's see if he can take a good fight, although it's 4 tanks all in siege at the moment though, but you don't really want to push into that unless you know that they're all in siege, which Steven does not know. Steven's going to go ahead and not Steven, excuse me. Veritas is going to push on down and try to continue pushing the issue. 4th base on the way as well, as you saw it there for a moment. Steven's going to continue to try to spread out his units and wait for the opportune moment to take a good fight. Some siege tank shoots things and gets a good volley off. Pulls back some units. Loses a couple Marines, but some Banelings die too. Okay, that was a good Baneling connect, so those units go down. He's going to try to come around and get behind this a little bit, actually. So this is a weird position right now for Veritas, because he's got armies on, the right side. Nothing on the left. Actually, if he pushed into the natural right now, he'd be in a really good spot, because there's tanks covering that advance, but he doesn't know that. Steven is mining from his other base at the moment, the 4th base. So the longer this plays out right here in this position for Steven, the better this is going to look. Granted, he does have medevacs to go to evacuate from. There is an Ultralisk on the map. Let's look at the production tab. There are Ultralisk upgrades and stuff coming. Okay, there's a lot of Ultras. Now I'm scared for Veritas because this is just wow. All right. So it was looking pretty good. And like, hey, I've got all these medevacs. I can pull the Marines out and maybe lose some tanks and trade really well. And Ultralisks came in and said nope. But army supply is still pretty even. Actually, this army has some Banelings in it, not a lot. Banelings are in the back though, so he's going to be able to kite against just Zerglings and Ultralisks. Banelings and Ultralisks go down to the natural. They're going to run in to the mineral line, and there are Marauders there. A lot of SCVs go down to 23. We have units going into the main. I need to zoom out. SCVs get themselves a little choke there, try to reduce damage, but there are Banelings, and they say, screw your choke, it doesn't actually matter. Ultralisks are now attacking the 3rd base. 43 SCVs fall. He's going to lift up those Marines and try and get them out. There's a planetary fortress for a 4th base for Veritas, so I don't think that Steven's going to be able to push into this, but he says, I'm going to do it anyway. And he attacks. Master Pair is now on the way. These units drop out of the medevacs, and they're going to start engaging these units. 2 Ultralisks do get away, one of them very low HP, and more Zerglings are being rallied in. I think that is a mistake. A lot of Zerglings die for free for the cost of a little bit of repair. Banelings are being worked on the high ground. Some creep has been pushed forward, but he snipes that little creep swimmer and says, get out of my house. And that he did. He's no longer in the house. What a game. 14 minutes in. I missed it. I don't know what happened here. There was some attack going on. This thing's on fire, but there's one SCV repairing, doing his job, working diligently. So, Steven retakes 5th base. It's got a creep around it, so there's a 5th base there. 6th base is now on the way. There's no creep on this side of the map, though, so that's a great location for Veritas to want to push, and there's no vision over here, right? So he's actually going to move over here with these medevacs, and nothing sees it. So, looks like he's intending to drop right here, and that might be a dead base. Let's see how Steven reacts. There are Ultralisks. Veritas is moving on to clear creep. One Ultra all out by himself, but he comes back because he moves really quick on creep. Now, Veritas is on creep, and he actually just double stemmed all his units, and he's trying to fight up against Lingbane Ultra with 3 tanks behind him. This base is going to go down. Good job, Veritas, for taking that out. There's a lot of Lingbane Ultras all going to push over here to... Okay. He moves a good majority of it over here to deal with the base. He doesn't want to lose his 5th base, right? I mean, he just finally secured that. Loses 6, fine. Loses 5th, that's bad. Veritas is going to load up and move into the natural, trying to take minimal losses, but do exceptional amount of damage. Veritas scans his own army, trying to clear creep if there is any still underneath him. Blows up these guys. Oh! Medevac lives. Good. Medevac lives. Steven tries to push him to their position. Okay, so Steven's starting to work on getting this around. Veritas is pushing the Ling Bane up here, but there's Ling Bane Ultra coming in from the bottom, and he is going to sandwich this army. And those units are going to fall, except for what gets picked up. Planetary Fortress here, though. There's a lot of Ultras and Banelings, though. 9 SCVs, 11 SCVs, and the Planetary Fortress falls. There are tanks. One tank, Marine, Marauder. They're going to go ahead. I think they're going to be able to clean this up. Pull it off. There's enough medevacs, and there's only one Ultra here now at this point. These Hydras are going to die, but Veritas is put in an unfortunate position economically. Spire on the way right now for Steven. There isn't. That's a queen. That's a queen. This is burrowed spotting queen, right? He's just kind of there checking everything out. There's a lot of Ultras in the Ling Bane, and Veritas is taking a fight on creep because this hasn't been cleared out yet. He only has so many medevacs to pull those units out. Some of them die. Veritas is just in an unfortunate position. He does lift up the natural command center and try to lift or load. Excuse me, can't talk. Landed the fourth base to try to mine minerals. We're doing some long-distance gas mining here. We could maybe do a little bit of efficient stuff with our economy. This is going to fly over the creep, though, because the creep has not been cleared, so he sees this. So this is not going to get any damage done except pull the whole army over. However, there was a drop in the main. I'm not seeing any workers died in my bottom left-hand corner, but some Marines died and maybe some Zerglings. Less likely some Zerglings, more likely some Marines. This guy's going to get out of here. We are clearing creep on the left side. That spawning queen is not long for this world and is gone. 6 base now on the way. However, it's being pressured by this low HP medevac and Marines. You know, they're like, hey, we made it, and then they were given orders to just drop there. And okay, one guy died. Alright. So that medevac's basically on fire now and trying to just get away. And nope, we're staying in the fight. So we've got Banelings and Ultralists. This is kind of, Banelings and Overlords. This is kind of like Wings of Liberty here at this point. There's a big army on the right side for Veritas. I say big army. That is his army, actually, guys. Mid-map, units are pushing in. Veritas. So Steven identifies there's an army on the right side and cancels. Veritas pushes from the left side while Steven's main army is in the middle of the map. Upgrades are 3-3 for both. However, I guess cracklings are really good. He's going to lift off this base, and these SCVs are just going to run over to this army over here. Let's see what kind of work can get done since the army's a little split up for Steven. Ultralist goes down as well as some Lings and Banelings. Steven's going to push him to the natural. There's not really any units there to combat this. However, he's going to kite over here into Oblivion off creep. Oh! Command center was lifted, but it does burn down, and kaboom, it's gone. Now he is going to push back Steven's force. What a game this has been. We were almost at the 20-minute mark. This is wonderful. SCV's on the right side. I feel like they kind of attacked that drone almost for a moment. Maybe scared the drone a little bit. Said, hey, I'm here, but they thought better of it. And maybe they thought mercy might do them some good. I don't know. Let's see if it does pay off. Ultralist goes down for a couple Marines, actually. And he's going to push on creep. This is a really desperate move. Broodlords are on the map now. He's going to lift up into all these medevacs and fly away. GG is called. Well done. What a game. Going to be there. I'd be like, who's my one viewer? I don't know. I'm going to guess it's GT Kung. And then I go to my chat, and there's just GT Kung just chatting away saying, GG, well done, good stuff. And it's wonderful. Alright, so back to what we've got going on. Currently, Steven is up 1-0. Let's give him a good introduction. It is our boy, even though I just said it. Green Zerg spawning in the top left. It is Steven. And spawning the bottom right-hand corner. Again, this battle is for the seed of first place and second place. Battling to not be not in second place. It is Veritas representing Alpha X. So, Rax Gas. Looks like maybe Hatch first this time. We're up to 17 supply, 18 supply. I don't really know that much about Zerg, but that sounds greedy to me. I personally actually 16 Hatch every game against all races. Because I can defend BS with that. don't see a drone across the map. You know why I don't see a drone across the map? Is because there's a hatchery across the map. Alright, so he is going to identify this though because he does scout with his 19 SCV and says, hey, what the flip is this? There's a base in my base. So now he's got to get this SCV across the map and identify what's the follow-up, right? Did my... Oh, you cheeky man. So he's going to scout across the map and see there's no hatchery, right? So he's immediately going to assume this is like an all-in Zerg shenanigans. He takes a different base for his natural. So if he just like straight drones off of this and Terran identifies there's no base, he's going to be like, alright, cool, so I need to prepare for shenanigans because I am getting pressured by whatever is going to come out of this hatchery. So he's like, hey, it could be Zerglings and Queens, Spines, Spawning Pool, doesn't matter. Doesn't know. But all he knows is there's not a base for Zerg at the natural, so he assumes that this is not a macro game. Ro16 goes down too. Wow, this is really convincing. I don't know. Maybe Steven does have the plan just to go completely balls to the walls all in here. He cancels the Ro16. What's he going to do? Is he going to drone out of this and just sends a couple Zerglings and fool him and force him to build a bunker, which he's going to have to cancel later. But currently that's minerals that's not spent on tech or going to the command center. That, trust me, he wants to build a command center. So now he is forced to go straight into probably Cyclone or a Siege Tank, depending on what he's going to go for. We're going to find out. One SCV kind of trapped over here, not really doing anything. Production tab is Drone Queen at the moment. He's going for a Siege Tank, right? So this Siege Tank kind of helps him clear this out, but if he builds a Queen down here, which is now also producing Creep, he doesn't really have a way to clear this. He doesn't have a starport production started either yet. So he's going to be forced to use scans to clear this. What is Steven going to do? What's your follow-up, man? He's still making drones. I like this from Steven a lot. I think Steven, honestly, is in a really good position. He's just going to start spreading creep. No starport on the way. Command center is over here. I didn't see that. I'm very bad. Very bad, Terran. There is a command center. Okay. Alright. I'm less worried about his position than I was a second ago. But still worried because there's no starport. And Steven continues to make drones. And he knows he is just delaying this base. Overlord over here, of course. So, Steven sees that. He knows there's a base there. And the unfortunate part about this as well for Veritas is he doesn't have map control. You want to get Hellions out so you can get map control and push it on the map a little bit and deny creep, etc. And this creep is going to start to get a little out of control here for Steven. And this is just a hatchery that's doing nothing. Gosh, Steven's play of taking the other base and it didn't get scouted is just unbelievable. I mean, again, what did I say? Veritas is now sitting here over-defending for something he doesn't need to over-defend for because his hatchery is making overlords. While Steven is just droning up. This is a scary part about Zerg. And let's do the whole vision thing. He doesn't know this is there. He doesn't know. This Reaper honestly should be running around trying to identify what else could potentially be here. Again, creep tubers on the right and on the left. I think the way these are positioned, right? This is gonna stop a CC from landing, and these will stop a CC from landing. So this is gonna take 2 scans to clean up. I really, 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 really love Steven's position. I think this was an excellent build. I don't know if he prepared me because he's never done this to me. But, I mean, he's done shenanigans against me. He's never just been like, hey, I'm taking the other base for my natural. Let me just throw you off all the way. Veritas, of course, I believe he identified that nothing was coming. He doesn't know about this base yet, but he did go straight into 3rd Command Center. Yeah, you're going to clean that up, but you need to clean this up down here, guy. Because you still can't land efficiently, at least. However, he is doing the smart thing. He's overproducing SCVs, so that whenever he does land that base eventually, he can immediately saturate it, which was smart. I'm glad he did that. That is big brain thinking. So, you know, on the back end, I really believed that Steven was going to just go hardcore into macro, and I feel like he put just a little bit too much into Zerglings when there was really not a reason to. He had the creep spread, right? And he had the overload spread to identify whether or not Veritas was pushing out. And he knew Veritas really wasn't pushing out, yet he spent the money on all these Zerglings anyway as if he wanted to do damage. Now these Zerglings are just kind of going to kind of be defensive. He can't really push in there and do anything, to be honest. The best he can do is annoy this little drop, but there's a medevac there, so they can just load up and fly away. Off they are into the sunset. Steven is below on workers, actually, at this point. 2 command center, now 3 command center is pretty good. 1-1 already on the way. eBays are not done yet for Veritas. However, of course, he's going to start pushing out. Now, again, the strength of this build. There's creep everywhere. You see what his army is. You know he's pushing out. You have time to react now. I wish Steven would have made these guys drones originally, and everything else at this point could have been Zerglings. So, Lair on the way at the natural. He's going to continue to push in, wasting scans because there was so much creep on his side and on the other side of the map. These are not mules. That's kind of a moderate deal. 1 tank siege, 2 tanks siege, both on creep. We've got slow banelings and Zerglings to try and deal with this. He's going to push in with banelings, queens, get a full surround on these marines. However, there's just so much here. Marines, and there was only a couple banelings, and they just died. Now there's more banelings done, no speed. This is a really excellent position for Veritas. He just turned a bad situation into a good situation. Now he's the one who's being the aggressor. He pushed across the map. He held on. He made an army, and now we are applying damage. 30 Zerglings in production. Queens are taking fire, transfusing each other because they don't want each other to die. 1 queen dies. That guy has 2 HP? Yeah, 2 HP. A lot of Zerglings are complete, and they are going to clean this up. What is the cost, though? Veritas traded, honestly, very efficiently and is still up in worker supply. There's still creep on his side of the map, but he's up in worker supply, and he does have these Zerglings, or excuse me, these are Marines, not Banelings or Zerglings. This time taking a sip of that drink. Sorry, my phone went off again, and it was the first sergeant. Unfortunately, when first sergeant texts you, you just kind of have to stop what you're doing and look at that kind of thing. So, Veritas is now cleanly taken his third base. 1-1 is more than halfway complete. 2-2 has already started right now for Steven. Steven, fourth base is on the way. But, starting out this game, I thought that Steven was in a much better position, but I think Steven just mishandled his lead. He went from just being like, hey, pure drones because I've got full map control and vision right now, and I know you're not pushing me, to making a lot of Zerglings that didn't do anything. Picks up his medevacs there on creep after clearing a little bit. Sure, he's wasting scans on... they're not a waste. He is spending scans on creep, but he's not really losing any units for it, except for the mules that could have been. More gas on the way. This is, of course, going to be bioplay again from Veritas. I've never seen him mech. I've actually never seen Veritas play ever before. But so far, 2 games out of 2, we are doing bio. He's going to continue to clear creep. He knows he needs to clear this out. Again, map vision, be able to do drops. And, they get the creep tumor. A couple of them sacrifice themselves for the greater good of the Terran Dominion Armada of sorts. These medevacs are going to sit in the middle of the map. He does know, however, he does have Steven's whole army sitting over here watching it. Good opportunity. 2 more medevacs push left side. There are no more medevacs, so we're not going to push left side. He is now going to push... Nope, he's just going to drop right there on creep. Say, hey, I'm here, surprise! And he leaves a peace offering. However, they all died. So those 3 Marines did not incite peace. Actually, they just helped war. So Veritas still trying desperately to deal with all this creep. is going to load up all those Marines to save them. A little bit of hull damage on that medevac, but it is okay because it can be repaired. We're going to clear creep on the right side again. I know I've said I like Veritas' position, but there's so much creep on the map. You actually just can't move out and do anything except spend your scans. I mean, from the start of the game, he's had creep coming from the right, creep coming from the left. It all comes down in the middle, and it's just this beautiful... Excuse me, I'm Terran. It's this disgusting thing of purple goop that makes Zerg units run faster and makes Terrans very sad. Drop down in the bottom. Again, the only purpose right now is to try and clear creep. We have Banelings in the middle of the map. He is going to pressure the 5th base. Yeah, it's number 5. 5th base gets canceled, and we're going to clear more creep. Banelings on the right side. He's got some creep there, so he already knew there wasn't a base. But he's going to sit there anyway. Maybe he's waiting for a move out. That would be great positioning because he's got all this creep, right? So if he says, oh, hey, there's an army. Nope, we're just going to try and push into the natural. Tank on the bottom is going to get vision of that. More creep clearing is going on in the middle. Bailey's going to run to the natural. And, oh! So 8 SCVs fall as long as mining time is lost. All right. So, again, look at the army for Steven. Veritas now is finally at that point where he says, all right, 2-2 is done. I'm going to hit the 2-2 timing. We're going to push. I think I've cleared out the most creep this direction, so I'm going to start pushing this way. You don't know I'm coming yet. I hope you're not ready. Look at the supply lead, right? He actually is up in workers, is up in army supply. So, I mean, this is a really scary push right now for Veritas. From Veritas for Steven. He's got to get in a good position, deal with it. Bleeding a couple units here and there to some Marines. There are tanks sieging in on this 4th base. That 4th base is gonna fall. That's gone. It's gone. Goodbye. Some broodlings force a friendly fire, but this Marine doesn't die. He gets hurt really bad, but this medevac right above him. I gotta zoom back in. Boom! Now I can zoom in all the way. This medevac right here is the hero and brought this guy back to life. So we're gonna keep him selected and see if he survives this whole battle and see if that medevac's... Whoa! He's still alive. Got hurt again, but it's okay. So look at the army supply. Look at the supply difference, right? We're gonna zoom back out a little bit so we can get a fuller picture. There are 3 tanks and 2 Widow Mines, 3 Widow Mines. 2 have been fired, but they'll recharge before anything happens. We have an infestor in the field, right? So, unfortunately for Veritas, he isn't really able to secure their bases. He does have this really strong army and a worker lead. Steven's just really underdroned this game. I think it's a lot is going to come down to how this next engagement goes. Some Marines die here to Banelings. More Zerglings are going to push in. They are even on upgrades. Both are 2-2. +1 armor for the mech. Medevac full of Marines does die. And it looks like my boy who I had selected is no longer selected. So unfortunately he did not survive this fight. He was not, in fact, Spartan 117. He is actually gone. Master Chief doesn't die. So yeah, he's gone. That's it. Actually, Veritas, you just lost your best guy. He's going to pull back. All these tanks are getting all these free shots of these Marines. Now, here's the issue. Is Veritas ready for the switch to Ultralist? It's a 15-minute switch to Ultralist, but here it is. Lane Bane Ultra in the house. 1 Ultralist is just going to keep pushing on, but that's scary enough. He can't stand there in place. Now he's going to be forced back onto creep. Medevac's going to boost over, and... Nope. No one is saved. They all die, including the medevac. Now, he is... this creep spread from Steven, this is annoying. This is the most annoying thing I think I could have ever seen in my life. There's just one little creep tumor that's going to force a whole scan instead of a mule that is denying this base. The 4th base for Veritas. I keep making the comment that Steven is up in workers, down in workers, which he is down in workers, but he has them spread out over 1, 2, 3, that was a base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases still at this point in the game. Ultralist going to push up the ramp. This is a great choke for Veritas. Yeah, you're not getting up that ramp, but 25 SCVs do go down. Kaboom in the natural. Kaboom. I didn't see it on screen, but on the left side of the map you see 25 dead. And I heard a Baneling go, so it's a very bad day for Veritas. having that kind of stuff happen. But now they're finally even on workers. Now, again, the point I was getting at, right? We're mined out in the main. We're almost mined out in the natural. Even though Veritas has more workers, he doesn't have the mineral nodes to mine from. So this Zerg with less workers but more mineral nodes actually has the better economy, or had the better economy, at least there for a bit. With mules, I don't know if he has any mules. Yep, some mules. Veritas is climbing ahead, and he's going to move up to take this base. However, little does he know, there's a whole army here. He's going to pull the Marines back, leaving some Marauders up front to try and soak up Banelings. Widowmine shot hits. That was a good hit. It killed a lot of Banelings. There are 1 Ultralisk, some Hydras, a couple Banelings, 3 Ultralisks. I'm forgotten, and they all have spikes on their head. We're going to push on to creep with Marines against Ultra. This Ultralisk does have, you know, I'm assuming it has upgrades. I don't know. According to the bottom, there's upgrades. Marines are going to push in. These 2 Widowmines are going to go off, hurting that Ultra. They tickle the Ultralisk. Veritas is really keen on taking this fight. I believe he knows he's in a rather rough position. He just kind of needs to take as many efficient trades as possible. So he's going to try to keep poking in, backing up. These Banelings and the Ultra's going to move in. Ultra's moving to the mineral line of the 5th base for Veritas. He's going to pull back. Some medivacs go down, which loses some healing potential. Ultralisk on low HP does go down. Oh, that Baneling connection was really good. Veritas GG. Steven takes the series 2-0. Woo! This is